Okay, guys. Good afternoon, guys. Good afternoon, everyone. Yeah. So today I'm gonna be um training you guys on web application security through automated testing tools. Yeah. So first and foremost, I want you guys to have it at your mind that this training is meant for some set of people, which include software developers or programmers, also cybersecurity analysts, pen testers. So this set of people are people that that mostly deal with softwares. We have some other um, career paths, cybersecurity that also deal with software, but these people are people that it is necessary for them to make sure that they test their softwares, their applications for security vulnerability to be sure that the softwares, the application that they're building out or they're running on the systems or the infrastructure is well secure enough from any form of attacks. So before we start the practical class, I'm going to be putting you guys through on some concepts. Yeah, some theoretical concepts. Yeah. So before we start, like I said, we have two essential approach in detecting vulnerabilities in an applications. And these two approach include static and dynamic application testing, security testing. Yeah. But today we're going to be dealing with dynamic application testing. But before we start, I would love to explain the difference between static and dynamic application security testing. Yeah. So what is static application security testing? Static application security testing is the byte code, the binary of an application without executing it. Yeah. So without executing it means that without the application running, so it's on static, it's on stagnant. The application has not been been deployed. That. So at that point in time, the ability for a tester or developer to to check the application and identify vulnerability at the early stage. Yeah, such as coding error, insecure libraries, hard code, hard coded secret, input validations, and many more like that. Why dynamic why dynamic testing is a black box testing method that analyzes the running application to identify vulnerability through simulated attacks. So when it comes to dynamic application testing, which is the one that we're going to do today, is when the application is already running. I mean, the application has been hosted on the server. People start. You can visit the application. You can have access to it remotely. It's that. So dynamic testing now comes in. For you now to test the application, simulate various cyber attacks, and and see how resistant the application is going to be towards those attacks. So now we have some tools that we're going to make use of, but today we're going to be using the single tools, and that tool is called OWASP-ZAP. We have OWASP-ZAP. Yeah. So before I start the practical section, the other thing that you also need to know is cybersecurity threats. Not just cybersecurity threat, but application security threats. So you need to know different type of application security threats. So you need to know it very well. So you can go online, search for any application security threats. We have as much as possible. For example, we have injection attack, we have booking authentication, we have security misconfigurations, and many more. Instead, so you can go online, you can search for as much as possible. You see it online. Yeah. So so that's it. And so I won't really talk more on it. So you can go online, you can read up on statics and dynamic testing. Yeah. So like I said today, we are going to be dealing with dynamic application security testing. And we are going to be using OWASP-ZAP. So aside OWASP-ZAP, we still have some other tools that we can use. We have the Boxu, we have the Nexus, we have the Nicto, and many more. So you can use different type of tools for you to test an application that is running. But today we are going to be we are going to be using the OWASP-ZAP. So as you can see on my screen, I already have the OWASP-ZAP running. I already have the OWASP-ZAP running. So this is the OWASP-ZAP. You can download it from the uh, now you can see the OWASP-ZAP has two scanning options. It has the automated scanning and it has the manual exploit. But the one that we're going to be dealing with is the automated scanning. So just pick one, just click on the automated scan. Yeah, so you can see. So this tools is a very good tools. It's basically for application security testing. So you can use it in testing for different applications, websites, your standard is already running, probably maybe on productions. So you can use it to test any type of applications. Just that. But there's some knowledge about this to understand, which is when using automated scanning, it's a very good, it makes your work faster. Example, as a software developer, you develop a software, and even if even if it's something that you don't have knowledge about cybersecurity, but you just want to make sure that your software or your application is well secure, is well free from any form of vulnerabilities. You just want to check you stand. So you can always tend to use this tool, this type of tools to observe. It's a globally open source tool that you can use. Stand. So you can use this, and once just put in the URL, it's going to help you scan it. It's going to firstly crawl all the available page on the site, then try to look out for any vulnerabilities available there. So, like I said, if you don't have any knowledge, you can always tend to use these automated tools. And I would even recommend this because if you look at right now, if you see most developers, they feel okay, their job is just to develop, which is true. Yes, that. But right now, IT is now going beyond just development, especially when it comes to software development. That. So right now, there's what we call secure software development lifecycle. So which as a standard developer, you must know. So meaning that you want to add security throughout your development lifecycle. Your style. So you want to add security into it. And we have stages, and the stages include design, development, deploy, and monitor. So from the design phase, you are meant to make sure that you consider security into it. So anything you want to design, anything you want to construct at the front and the back end, the features are minimum. You have to make sure that security is added to it. You stand up to the development stage, deployment stage, and monitoring stage. Start. So, in a nutshell, security is now a compulsory skill set for software developers. So, yeah, software developer, you must have knowledge on security. It's a must now. You start. So your work is not just to develop software, and at the end of the day, the software you're developing has a lot of bugs. Then it's not going to make sense. But there are some stages or there are some moments where sometimes company hire a cybersecurity engineer or analyst, or the developer can also just source out for a cybersecurity that will help him or her, you know, that will help him or her in the security aspect. But it's still something compulsory and it's not bad if you as a software developer have some basic knowledge about security testing. So this automated tool is a very, very good tool that at least is going to help you out. At least it's going to help you out and give you fast results. Regardless of your knowledge, you can always tend to make use of it in looking out for vulnerabilities in your running applications. Then, so now, like I said, that you must know different type of websites or web application attacks. You must know at least, and you must understand them. Not just knowing, you must also understand the impact of these attacks. So you must know. So now let's try to go straight. Let's try to, start so that I won't take much of our time. So now I have already open it, and so now I am on the automated scan. So you can see we have different options there. This time we have options. Yeah, so we still have some other options that I would love us to look into, but now I might not be able to go through that. Probably in our next class, I'll try to show you guys on different options on how well you can use those features on the OWASP-ZAP. So now you can see the first component that we have, a URL to attack. So just put in the URL of your application, copy it, put it there. You can say test php.vonweb.com. So this is just a sample. Understand? Please don't go and copy any legitimate website and put it there or any legitimate. Please don't go and do that. So this short training is for educational purpose. So don't go and start picking up any legitimate. Either you went to be picking banks. No, you don't need that. So like I said, it's for software developers, junior software developers, cybersecurity analysts. So that you can have a overview knowledge about dynamic application security testing. So as you put that, you can see we also have, you can enable this, use traditional, use Agile Spider is already in always. Then after you put in the URL, you can see, you can just click on attack. But before you click on attack, let me take you a little bit around some features on the site. For example, we have alert, we have spider. The spider is be the one to help you, crawl all the available or input parameter on the site, to help you crawl everything, all the available page on the site and start, looking out for vulnerabilities. And this alert is going to give us all the available vulnerabilities on that. So now I'll just click on attack straight. So once I click on attack, then it will start. It will start scanning for vulnerabilities on the site. So you can see it has started. So sometimes it can take a little while, depending on how strong your network is, and also depending on how large that applications is. There's some application that it has a lot of page. You understand? Some application has a lot of multiple page. You understand? So sometimes that do also be a factor. Like your scanning, take a little while. Understand? So just leave it. It's gonna come up right now. So please, if you have any question, you can always try to drop it because I'm going to upload this on YouTube. So if you have any question, you can drop your message. If you want to ask any question, you can do that. So start scanning right now. You can say. So the tools is a very good. It's a very nice tool. So like I said, whether you're a software developer, you're cybersecurity, whether you have a knowledge on cybersecurity or not, you can always tend to use it. So as a software developer, as a programmer that develop applications always, so you can always tend to use this automated security scan. So like I said, we are doing dynamic application security testing using automated. Depending, scan, because we are still going to do more of this automated scan. But don't worry, there's still going to be static application security testing. So where you see how to detect security bugs, vulnerabilities, when an application is on development stage. So, and also the tools that you're going to make use of it, then you get exposed to, you know, those tools and many more techniques and methods. So sometimes you can see it's still scanning. Sometimes it can take a while. So depending on your network, also depending on how large the application that you're scanning. Some, like I said, some might have a lot of files. So sometimes it might take a little while because it's going to be testing every pages available on that website. So it's going to be attacking it, you know, attacking it with different form of vulnerabilities. Yeah. So it's just scanning. So once it's done scanning, it's going to show up. This alert is going to pop up. So the alert are the vulnerabilities. There are available vulnerabilities on the site. Understand? So it's going to bring it out there. But note this: sometimes automated tools can give you one of the limitations of automated tools. They can give you false results, false alerts. Can give you false alerts. So sometimes there's some ways that you need to verify. You need to validate what the alerts, brought out. So you need to validate it to be sure that the vulnerability exists on the site or on the applications or not. But that one is story for another day. And as we move on, I'm going to be exposing you everyone to different techniques, different methods and perform those methods. So you can see all those, so that you can see all those methods. So it is scanning at the moment. Scanning. So once it's done, like I said, it's going to bring out the alerts so that you can see the alerts. So you can write the same thing, and this is also, and you're a business owner that has a website. You have the website of your own, and you are the one managing that website. If you look at right now, everybody wants to be on digital space. Businesses, whether your business is professional or not. If you take a look now, everybody wants to be on digital space. Everybody wants to make their business digital. And most people want to have a website for it to make sure that, okay, people can have access to their business. They can see their business from anywhere, any region all over the world. And you want to see if your website is secure or not, or your application is secure or not. So you can also make it on these tools. Without even involving anybody, any expertise in place. You can do that. So the only moment for those that do cybersecurity or anything related to development, the only point that you can need, a third party knowledge or expertise, it is probably maybe when the scanning is done. Yes, that because it's going to brought out the results. It might show it might show series of vulnerabilities. So at that point in time, you can always tend to, seek out for someone that is into it. Look at any cybersecurity or any software developer that have knowledge on security to interpret it for you. And so that to your business. So it's just scanning, like I said, it might take a while, but let's just leave it like this. So at the scanning, okay, let's just wait a little. So at some point, we will tend to click on the alert because as the scanning is going on, we might not wait till it finish. We can just go straight to this alert, click on it. Then any vulnerability that is able to detect, it will show you. Okay, if I click on the alert right now, let me click on it. So you can see. So now you can see now the alert now. It shows some series of vulnerabilities. You can see now we have content security policy, tracking header, we have server link information. You can see. So it's still scanning. So let's go back to our active scanning. Yes. So it's not yet done, but the little one is able to see right now. So you can see these are the ones that is able to see, to detect at the moment. Yeah, so let's go back to our active scanning. So we can leave it to we get to 100%. So once you get to 100%, then you can always tend to go back to your alerts and see the final scanning. So it will bring out everything.
Hello, sir. So what did I do with this package you gave me? Did I keep it? Okay.
So this scan, you can see the way it's loading.
Okay.
Yeah. So like I said, we still have some other tools that you can always use aside the OWASP-ZAP. But the OWASP-ZAP is strictly for application security testing. Yeah. This is for security testing. So we still have we have Bobsuits, we have Nexus that you can always tend to use. The Nexus 2 is also the same thing like WhatsApp. So you can use Nexus 2 to perform application security testing. So dynamic application security testing precise. So don't forget. So you can use Nexus 2. So probably maybe next time we can use Nexus as well so that you can see how to use Nexus. But this guy is actually good. It's strictly for applications. So yeah, so most time I use this guy, especially when I'm doing bug bounty, looking out for bugs on an application. So I use this WhatsApp as a supplement. Yeah, sometimes if I actually want to get a particular input parameters, just that so fast, so I can tend to use this guy. So I use it sometimes, not all the time. I use it for me to get input parameters. Then if the application, if the WhatsApp actually found because I script an example to get and show me the parameters that is vulnerable. So I can always tend to pick that parameters, go back to my browser or to my other tool like Bobsuit, then tend to verify if that vulnerability exists or not. So sometimes I do use it, just to supplement some other tools that I might be using at that time, at that point in time. So it is good, as you can see, it's scanning, it's on 92. So it is good for everybody, but is majorly for software developer, software engineer, cybersecurity, or pen tester. So you can tend to make use of it to scanning for vulnerabilities on your website or application. So also for a business, like I said, you're a business owner that has websites, your own website, your own application that people run, people pay for. It's time. People pay for some things on the website. Instead of probably maybe there's some information on the website that people don't even need to call you. Probably people don't even need to come down to you physically. They can always access you through that website. And that website is very sensitive to you. It's very important you know, to you because depending on what's there, then and the purpose of the site or the application. So you can always tend to use these tools. It's time to scan. I tend to use it. So it's done. You can see these are the available vulnerability we see. Content security policy, missing header, server, and the like, and so right now. So sometimes you can, you know, sometimes you might, okay, let me say, I would advise you to always do your testing like 2 to 3 times, yeah, before you conclude. Because like I said, one of the limitations of automated security tools is what is false positive. Sometimes it might give you false positive result, while sometimes it might not give you, that full result that you want. So it might be like maybe the second time you scan it, it might give you some other vulnerabilities. That's how funny it is. So that's why that sometimes it has updates options where you need to update it. You get. So you also need to update the tools, so that the tools can be updated. You get. So that the plugin that be, added to it will be updated so that it can also tend to work in an effective way. So that's it for now. Yeah. So like I said, if you have any question, you can always tend to drop a comment because I'm going to upload it on YouTube so that you can drop it and drop a comment. If you have any question, you can type it there. Then I'm going to respond to your questions. So thank you guys. See you guys in the next section. Yeah, bye.